as a back office, or at least it was. Is that still the case? Do companies still look at India as a back office?
I don't think so. It used to be, yes, as mentioned in my starting conversations, that earlier only the IT back office work used to come to India, but recently I believe that whole equation has changed, and in the entrepreneur, not in the enterprise world, right? Whatever IT companies are there, there has been a lot more ownership at India level from that perspective compared to what we do here in US, right? So to an extent, I would say things are getting at par. People in India in the enterprise world are being looked at the same level, right? I believe that is because again because a lot of people who have moved back to India, who are leading teams there, right? They have changed that perspective in global management, that India can lead and own and can be held accountable within the organization, and it won't be any more offshore office, but it will be another global center like they have in any other country. So that equation has definitely changed overall from specifically talking about the IT paradigm, IT companies that are there in India. Yes.
Got it. And so, just taking this question to both Sadanand and Urvish, starting with Sadanand, do you think India is still seen as a back office?
Yeah. So yeah, so I have like very limited experience with kind of working with large companies. So for example, like if I take my current startup example, right? So I think this is, again brings out that point about research. So right now we have a startup. So what we do is a lot of front end and back end development happens in India, but all the research and the product development happens in US.
Hmm.
So that to me itself is a sign of backwardness. Like why so? Why that is the so? Because probably because India has that image that only, I think someone brought this up, that we made everyone a programmer. Even people coming from IITs, every engineering college is a programmer. But that should not be the case. We all, I think we are also good at science. So why not? Why can't we do research? We know our kind of local. So we know like how the market works. So we can also lead the product development. Why not kind of do that? So if you see like, and exactly like you see that in a lot of the startups, like there are a lot of startups coming in and they are successful because they can develop product. They are good at product development. So thing is like, but same thing is not seen by large companies. They're still seen like a lot of large, at least companies, they see India still has a kind of still has back end and front end development, or maybe to many companies even just all of the IT still is in India. Maybe it is moving to South America these days, but like it's the same story like that goes on. So I think we still have ways to go. Probably in the startup space, we are kind of moving on, like moving out of that. But probably I think for a lot of larger companies still need that needs
Still
to
the
happen.
case. So it's still the case. Anything on that, Urvish, of being a back office?
Yeah, sure, sure. So I think we are changing. So just to quote two incidents, I was talking to like Salesforce and PayPal on some of the data-oriented roles they had, and one of my questions was like, whichever. So Salesforce is building a customer data platform, which is a first for them, which is being built from scratch. Through a small acquisition kickstarted. But the leaders there were open to acknowledge that we are driving even the US roadmap at this point of time, and we are contributing to open source to that matter. So there are some data technologies like Iceberg. So the Indian office has come up with a multi-quarter roadmap to sort of change or improve that data format a lot and contribute to open source and move the needle. And even PayPal, for that matter, they said that the whole data platform is totally run through the India center. They are the operating piece, and there might be a few architects here and there in US, but basically they are driving the roadmap. So I think then Sajanan pointed out a good boundary. Engineering wise, we are changing. Engineering wise, we are starting to lead. I think the research has to follow. And that is definitely a long pole when it comes to these kind of evolution. So, but I think, as a lot of people of us are on the same page on that a lot of push is coming in different areas. Even I think I see a lot of good push in quantum computing. I see a lot of good push in blockchain. I see a lot of good push in AI. AI is already there. I think then quantum computing also deep impacts in solving bio problems, solving security problems. A lot of impact. So the seeds are being pushed even in the research area, I think. So that will change. But engineering wise, there are a lot of new product launches coming from even bigger companies in the offices.